There you are. Welcome to Zen Fits here in Blackstone, Virginia, the center of the world. But then you too are at the center of the world. Well, today is kind of cloudy, so I don't have all that. Now I've got indoor lights to deal with, and I've got too many shadows. But anyway, the title of my Zen Fit this morning is It's Because of You. Now, I love Zen Koans. My practice is working with Zen Koans through the help of Albert Lowe, who is the now past Zen master of Montreal Zen Center. So look up his works and his talks on Zen Koans. And so I've been listening to them. This is my meditation, is listening to his talks, because he goes into these Zen Koans, primarily Chinese Zen, and pulls them apart like let me get my cotton balls. I have a lot of artifacts here I use, but a cotton ball has got seeds in it. So the Zen Koan is kind of like a cotton ball. And it's got thorns. Oh, look at that. Boy, I'd hate to pick these things. It'd be like picking roses. And you have to pull these seeds out, and they're very finely wrapped. So a Zen Koan is like a cotton ball. It's got thorns on it, so, I don't want to go there. Oh, that's interesting, and we go on. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, that's Zen-y stuff. What is that, And so we usually just enjoy the view of the cone. Well, that's interesting. Well, let's click on. So we never stay. We never pull it apart because we're afraid of getting pricked on it. It's kind of like these. If you look at it closely, it's like a petal, but it's very hard. Of course, it's dry. But this petal encloses the cotton ball, and then there's a seed in the cotton. And it takes a great intention or a curiosity or a yearning to get to the seed of my suffering, to get to the seed that causes me to fight with the world. So let's take this Zen Koan and they're very precise, and they cut right to the core, but it's so simple that we can't see it. So a master, a monk, and all Zen Koans are little dramas between a monk and a master. They're M&Ms. Remember E.T. and the trail of M&Ms? So Zen Koans are a trail of M&Ms that will take you home. M&Ms in that story was about going home. E.T. go home. We all want to go home. We all are looking for home, where we can be at ease and there is no more fighting. So the Zen master and the monk are walking along, and they come by a barnyard. And the cocks are fighting, the roosters are fighting. And the monk says to the master, kind of like a child, "Why do the cocks fight?" And the master says, "It's because of you. It's because of you." Now, what are you going to do with that? The cocks are over there. And I ask, why are they fighting? And he points to me and says, "It's because of you." Now, there's a shift in view here. There's a shift in viewpoint. So all of the koans contain two viewpoints of reality that are contradictory, but they're in the same barnyard. They're in the same cotton ball. In other words, the cotton ball, I can feel lots of seeds in here, but in the koan there would be two seeds. And yet the cotton ball is one. So it's two viewpoints that are contradictory. It's like putting two magnets together, and they won't fit. If you turn the one magnet around, it goes. But otherwise they go, oh, and you can't get them to hold together, because if you get them like that, you just can't do it. But yet they pull, they want to be together. In other words, so we flipped. So the Zen Koan is like two magnets that will not come together, two viewpoints, but if we work with it, we stay with it, we sit in it, we inhabit it, we don't leave it, we don't logically attack it, we don't try to figure it out logically, because it can't be figured out logically. So we just sit with the tension. We just sit with the and at some point, the magnet will flip and they come together. And you see, when it comes together, I see, I know what the master meant. I see why the cocks fight. I see, and when I know, the fighting stops, because the fighting is with me and the world. The fighting is with me and the world is being over there. If I ask the question, why do they fight? Why do those people? Why do the Jews and Arabs fight? And the master says, it's because of you. Why are they fighting in Israel? It's because of you. Now wait a minute. I'm not responsible for them. I'm not causing that. What are you talking about? It's like, why is there racism? It's because of you. So what is he talking about here? It's because of me. What is the first cause for the fighting in Israel? Is it objective? If it's objective, then we're saying, oh, well, it's the Zionists, and who caused the Zionists? Well, the Zionists were the Jews in Europe that wanted to go home. They wanted to go home because they had been kicked out of home by the Romans. So the Romans caused by kicking the Jews out of the Jerusalem, their home, and sent them all over Europe and the world. And they had a longing for Jerusalem. So the Romans caused the fighting in Israel. Oh no, the Romans didn't do it. It was the Zionists were in Europe, and then the Jews got put in ghettos by Hitler, and it was Hitler who caused the fighting. And no, it wasn't Hitler, and so on. So we go fighting. So where are the Jews and Arabs fighting right now on Facebook? You see, all the Jew. Why are we fighting on Facebook? If you say you're for Hamas, oh, you're against the Jews. If you say you're against the Palestinians. One side, now we're fighting right here. It's always becoming, if you question. I've already been in some fights on Facebook. What are you for the Hamas? You're not the poor Palestinians or the Jews, or it's just whoa, you see. Why are they fighting in Israel? Why are the cocks fighting? It's because of you. Now, why would I be the cause? Well, it's if we really get down to the seed in the cone, it's whenever I see the world purely objective, with me outside of it as the judge. You see, this is the objective view. And this is our common sense viewpoint in our culture, our Western materialism, you see, particularly in America. The viewpoint is objective. And we see two fighting. So the objective viewpoint is, I'm here, I'm not fighting, I'm looking at them. It's like going to a boxing match. I'm not fighting, I'm in the audience. I'm a viewpoint in the audience, and I'm looking at these two guys fight. And it doesn't matter whether it's some cocks in the barnyard, or two fighters in a ring, or the Arabs in the they're still in the same ring. And they're fighting. Now from the objective view, I want to know how to stop it. Well, we think, as a mechanic, you say, well, if there's something wrong in the engine, you find the cause and you remove the cause or fix it. That's mechanics. So we look at the world mechanically. Oh, they're fighting over there. How do you fix it? Well, you find the cause and you remove the cause. It's very simple if you're a mechanic. But you see, we're living in an organic, interrelated, interwoven oneness. And the viewpoint of the mechanic only works if the mechanic is outside of the engine. But in reality, in truth, you see, from the viewpoint of the master in the Zen Koan, is that you're not separated from the barnyard. You're not separated from the boxing ring. You are one with everything. So everything, the world is one, but then our mechanical view is I pull myself out as a mechanic, and now I'm looking at it over there, and I must look at it as it were a machine, the cause and effect. Find the cause, change the effect, you see. But the cause of us humans fighting, you see, cannot be understood mechanically, and this is why I find myself in a Zen viewpoint, is that I change my viewpoint from that of the monk to the master. And the master sees the cone, getting back to my example here, the cotton, the seed, the thorns, and me holding it is all one. But it's by words that I separate it and say, this is cotton, boop, oh, there's a seed, oh, there's a thorn, there's a stem, and there's me. So now my words, my objective viewpoint, has separated all of this into different parts. And now I can say, oh, I got pricked by the thorn. I didn't get pricked by the cotton, you see. I didn't get pricked by the seed. I didn't prick myself. No, it was the thorn, that thing there. So if I don't want to get pricked and get blood on the snow, I would remove the thorns, or I would invent a machine that would pick the cotton for me, which happened, you see. But the viewpoint from the master in the cone or situation is that the cotton ball is one. And I am not separate from the cotton ball because I know it. So the knowing of the cotton ball and my naming of everything is one. But it is my mechanical viewpoint, you see, that I separate it all so I can pick cotton, use cotton, which is good, pick the cotton, get the seeds out, make some clothes, you see. So I can pick the cotton seeds out, make some clothes, and use it to wear from the mechanical viewpoint. But if I ask, why do I bleed? Why do I suffer? Why are they fighting? Why do we all fight and bleed and die over cotton? The mechanical viewpoint will not answer the question, because it's going to break it apart into one is causing the other, you see. But there is no one cause. What is the cause of the cotton ball? You see, you can't answer that if you're outside of the cotton ball, because I am the cause of the cotton ball. I see the cotton ball and I name it. And the cotton ball exists because I know it. See, right now you're looking at this and you say, oh, that's a cotton ball. Well, were you thinking of the cotton ball before I brought it up? Where was the cotton ball before I brought it up? It didn't exist. Now it exists, you see. And now you want to know all about it, but you know it by breaking it apart in parts, you see. We fragment the one into parts so we can know it and fix it. That's the mechanical viewpoint. And it's necessary because we want to have cotton clothes. But if I want to know why I suffer, why I bleed, why I'm miserable, why I'm discontent, why I'm always angry with something, why I'm always guilty, why do I have negativity? Why do I suffer? You see, I'm not going to find it in the mechanical viewpoint because I'm not present in it. They're fighting over there. I didn't do it. So in the Zen master, and the monks are kind of like children. They ask the master a question. What is the way? Who is Buddha? What is Buddha? Who am I? Why do the cocks fight? It's because of you, he says. It's because of you. Thanks for dropping in this morning.